Shit, you and me both know it. What's going on, man? What's up, dudes? Guys, how's my volume? I'm gonna try and talk a little more quietly. The ladies of the house have turned in early this evening, so I'm trying not to talk too loud. I did turn the volume up on my mic, but I'm gonna try and talk a little lower than usual. Don't want to wake them up, but just let me know if you guys can still hear me. I can definitely talk a little bit higher than this, but if I can keep it about to this volume and y'all can hear me all right, then that's what I'd like to do. So let me know how the sound is. Can y'all hear me okay talking like this at this volume? Cool. Well, what's going on, man? Just my 2 cents here. I've been normally wanting to do the review and the preview together on the Monday show, like review the previous week's card and preview the one for the coming week. But the card last night was so crazy, and there were so many things that I wanted to talk about regarding it that I figured I would just make this a stream dedicated just to recapping what the fuck happened at 259. It was a crazy card. It really was wild. There was definitely some unexpected knockouts. There was some controversy. There was weird, like y'all are saying in the comments, man. The fucking commentary was terrible. There was some weird fucking shit going on last night, dude. It was there was definitely some weird stuff in the air. Weird as shit. Yeah, we're definitely gonna talk about that. But yeah, Anthony Smith is looking real good today in these streets. Sup, Renega, sup, dude. It's real, man. Not just the power, but the skill, and the experience. I think a lot of people overlook that. Ever the narrative was for Jan was, oh, he's just got the power. He's got the power. Well, he kind of outclassed Adesanya a little bit and showed that he's just a better mixed martial artist. He's better in all the facets of the game. And he had the experience and the toughness. So yeah, it was definitely the power. I mean, the power helped him though. The power is like that kept Adesanya honest, and that kept him from being able to really style on Jan like he's been able to on everybody else. Because everyone else, like Adesanya touches them, and they're like, "Oh shit!" Like, not only is this guy more skilled than me, but he's hurting me too. And for Jan, I think he was just, I don't know, man. We'll get into that a little bit more, but yeah, that's awesome shit from Jan. Commentators on 259, I suppose. Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I mean, I hadn't really thought about it like that, but I mean, there's got to be some reason, man. Like, it was just so obvious. Like, I was watching it with the volume off, right? Just to see. And then I would turn the volume on, like when Jan would land something big, just to see like what they were saying about it. And it was dead silent, like dead silent. And then as soon as Adesanya would do something, he would like, I mean, it's obvious that they were pushing Adesanya. That was obvious. Like, and I can see the angle on that one. That's a lot easier of an angle to like your conclusion to draw is like, okay, if a double champion can be marketed a whole lot more, it just makes him a bigger star. It makes him a bigger, it's just more. It's all good for the UFC. So I can see why they were pushing him to win, but like, what is the? I don't. I'm just struggling to see the angle with Aljo. Why they're pushing Aljo so hard? Like another American champion, maybe. I don't know. It was weird because I mean, DC is. I've always hated DC's commentary. I respect DC as a fighter. He kind of gets shit on unnecessarily for his fighting ability because of what he does and says outside like the way he conducts himself and like some of the things that he says and like the hypocrisy and just the corniness with his I've always hated his commentary, but he was so unbelievably biased towards Aljo and Adesanya last night. It was ridiculous. Like, and I'm gonna try and do these one by one, like in order. But because I mean, I got some crow to eat. I got a good bit of crow to eat, but I didn't do too bad last night. I did better in this card than I have in like the last two or three, as far as my predictions and picks and stuff. But I still got some crow to eat, so we'll get into that, man. Yeah, it was weird. Like, I didn't understand that, and that one's weird too because they pushed Khabib, so like Khabib was there. I don't know. That was just weird. It's like, why would you not want to push Islam? I don't know. Yeah. It's some. It would make sense. I think that's a reasonable conclusion to draw. Noah, my friend. Well, let's run up this car, boys. Let me run up this car one by one. I'll try and keep it concise as possible, and I'll eat my crow where I need to. Man, right out of the gate, I just had to eat some crow, man. Fucking, it sucks because um, Mario Batista was looking so good, and then fucking Trevin Jones knocked him out. And yeah, I'm trying to remember exactly like how it happened, the actual strike it was. If you guys can remember off the top of your head, please let me know. But he was looking so good, and then boom, and that was it. That was fucking it. But yeah. I'm trying to like talk low. My the wife and my mom are asleep, so I'm talking a little lower than I normally do. But yeah, I can turn the volume up a little bit more. But no, it sounds that way on purpose. This is how this if it was me, this is my normal. But yeah, I'm trying to talk a little bit louder. But what's going on, Nikki? Um, so yeah, man, fucking uh, yeah, it sucked, man, because yeah, Batista was looking good, but Jones is tough, and goddamn, he has some power, dude. Like you can't like sleep on that dude's power, man. So yeah, that was a tough one. That was a tough little pill to swallow right out of the gate, but I got to eat the crow on that one and give all the credit in the world to Trevin Jones, man. He looks good. He's got some power. He's tough. He's athletic. Um, and yeah, he had a full training camp for this fight, and he looked great. So yeah, shout out to Trevin Jones. Got to eat the crow. I went with Batista and bit it, dude. What in the fuck was Mark Smith doing during this fight? Like, I don't know how many unanswered strikes that Alon Cruz had to take, but it was the dude got knocked out like 10 fucking times. That was like 10 TKOs, dude. He like drop him and he'd like melt, he'd like crumble to the floor and then like just feebly try to like hang on to like a leg and it's just like drop him again. It's like, man, what are you fucking doing, man? What is this shit? What's going on? What is happening here? It was ridiculous. He did, dude. He did. Yeah, no, it's if I was talking in my normal voice, it'd sound a little bit like this. I'm definitely stuffy, but yeah, I'm just trying to talk a little low for the ladies. What's up, General? How you doing, man? He did, dude. He did. It was like, what's the point, dude? You think he's gonna come back? Alan Cruz is gonna come back against a striker like Medic that's already just mollywopping him. Nah, dude. Yeah, Medic, whatever, however you pronounce that, he looked really fucking good. And even, I mean, that's the thing. Like you, and I understand the criticism from the fighters he was fighting on the Alaskan scene, but when, like, you can only fight who's in front of you, and now that he's like his last couple wins have probably been the two best wins of his career so far. So he's shown that he can beat not just these like Alaskan regional fighters, but he can beat, fighters that have been in the UFC before, and he showed basically that he's absolutely worthy of being in the UFC and that he can win. He's going to be dangerous for some guys, especially if you can't like if you don't have a chin or you don't have like you're not good at defending striking. Like he's going to fuck you up, dude. He's going to fuck you up. But yeah, I went with Medish. Glad I did. He looked great, and he had to overcome like a 7 or 8 inch reach advantage. Cruz had a ridiculous reach advantage on him, and he went right through it. Went fucking right through it, man. Looked great. Yeah, I don't understand that. I want to talk about someone else that has really fucking poor fight IQ here in a second, but yeah, I just what okay then. Man, this was one of my worst picks of the night. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. For some reason I thought that Livia Souza would put up a better fight. But she just got the Christ beaten out of her by Amanda Lemos, dude. She just got fucking mollywopped. Like incredible. Like she had nothing for her, dude. Nothing. Um, Knocked out in the first round. I should have known better, man. That was a stupid pick, and I paid for it. So yeah, I got to eat the crow for Amanda Lemos. Congratulations to you, madam. And fuck, what can I say? Shitty pick, bad pick. I should have known. Now this one, boys. This one here was a great performance from Sean Brady, man. Dude, he really impressed me. Like I knew he was a good fighter. I've watched some of his fights, but and I mean, let's be real, dude. Jay Matthews has never been the best fighter in the world, but he has shown a certain like at least basic competency as a like a reasonably like newer UFC fighter. And Sean Brady just he showed a good chin. He showed that he has really good striking. He's got a nasty left hook, dude. He's got a nasty check left hook. And he kept landing on Matthews and found the submission, man. Hurt him, put him away. It was a great performance from Sean Brady, dude. Like landed 133 strikes to 32. Yeah, and dude, all it took one fucking takedown. So yeah, I think Sean Brady is a motherfucker. He is, dude. He's gonna get better too. I mean, he's not young, but he's not old, man. He's coming into his prime right now, and he's still getting better at 28. So yeah, he's in a good spot. He's durable. He's got good striking. He's got real dude. Something like his like, and they said this in the commentary. His fucking like top pressure. There's something about he doesn't. There's no space. He's just total like he's such a suffocating grappler. Like I've noticed that there's some like, and I don't know fucking much about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but I can just from what I see and I watch, there's some guys that like will get on top and then let people work to where they like make mistakes or they try and get to a better position and then they snap. But like Brady just seems like he's one of those guys where he's just on you the entire fucking time and he makes you like he doesn't let you work. He like makes you work into a worse position. And he just seems like a suffocating grappler. And he's strong as fuck, obviously. And yeah, he's gonna be a problem, dude. Sean Brady's gonna be a problem at welterweight because that's an old division, man. Welterweight is a really fucking old division. If you look at it, like they might even be worse than heavyweight as far as the average like age. There's only a couple. There's like 3 or 4 fighters in the top 15 that are in their 20s. The rest are 30s or 40s. So that division is ripe for a killer to come up through it and stomp a big fucking hole for himself in that division. And Sean Brady could be a guy to do it, man. So be on the lookout for him. Great performance by Sean Brady. And yeah, want to see who they match him up with next. Because the 200 plus women hitting lately. Yeah, must be, man. Yeah, what was up with that? That shit was weird. That was weird as fuck. What was up with that? I haven't read any articles about that. Is that old news, the Jordan Espinosa thing, or was that something that was just not really like publicized a whole lot? I don't really remember hearing about that. It's pretty weak, man. 185 is pretty weak. I'd say 170 and 185 are probably the two weakest divisions to me. It used to be light heavyweight and heavyweight, but those divisions are younger and stronger now. So I'd say light heavyweight is full of motherfuckers, and yeah, and heavyweight has got some young talent coming up in it too now. So yeah, I'd say yeah, 185 and 170 are probably the weakest divisions to me. 145 is really strong. 135 is really strong. Lightweight, lightweight is lightweight. 125 isn't the best, but the top five is pretty good. The top five is a lot better than it used to be. And yeah, 185 is pretty weak, man. It's pretty thin. So, but it's gonna be interesting, man. Haven't gotten to that fight yet, but okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of like fly through these as quickly as a person like myself can. A stoner with ADD likes to ramble, but I'm gonna try and fly through these because I really want to spend a good amount of time talking about the title fights, the 3 title fights in particular, and the main card. So let me try and get through the rest of these prelims. But yeah, Sean Brady looked awesome. Man, this was a fucking awesome fight, dude. Kennedy Nzechukwu fucking knocks out Carlos Ulberg, and I had to eat a big plate of crow. What the fuck? Why didn't Ulberg could have won that fight? He really could have won that fight, and he really, honestly, to me, that looked like someone that just like showed that he only has 5 fights. And this is not going to be the last time I say that on the stream. I've been saying this, and people don't be believing me, and that's why I'm going to keep saying it. Fucking City Kickboxing is an overrated gym. It's an overrated top-heavy gym that happened to have Adesanya stroll through their door, and then Volkanovski. Well, I'm telling you, dude, you're gonna see the bottom start to drop out of that gym pretty soon. You're gonna see the bottom end start to drop out of that gym. Anyways, yeah, Carlos Ulberg, incredibly overhyped, light heavyweight prospect. Looked really good early, but I think he just kind of showed his inexperience because he hurt Kennedy, he wobbled him, but I think he thought that he was hurt worse than he actually was. And he blew his wad trying to finish Nzechukwu, and he just wouldn't go away. And you could tell, dude, he was just like, he doesn't have a very good gas tank. He's pretty much a one-round fighter. He can definitely improve, and he looked really good in some spots. Like, he has really good offense, but his defense is so bad, man. That like that's one thing. Like, the guys at those gyms don't have fucking good defense, dude. If they already had good defense before, they're like, okay, like Adesanya already had some decent like head movement and shit from like his kickboxing days and stuff. But Behrman is not teaching those guys good defense. Look at that gym. Look at the fighters at that gym. Kai Kara-France, Shane Young, Dan Hooker, Alexander Volkanovski. I mean, even Volkanovski gets touched up a lot. He's just tough. He's just a big knucklehead. But Dan Hooker, like even Kai Kara-France, man, Kai Kara-France was getting touched up. And he was getting, we'll get to that, but fuck, man, that gym is overrated, dude. People need to start fucking realizing that. Stop sucking that fucking Oceanic Market dick and realize that is a bunch of smoke and mirrors, man. They're purely a striking gym, and they don't teach any fucking defense. None whatsoever. None. And that's what happened. And Carlos Ulberg is a perfect example. Carlos Ulberg epitomizes that because he was all offense, no fucking defense, and they even say like as soon as he did start to use some defense, he fucking paid for it. So like yeah, back to the drawing board. Because in Nzechukwu, he's had less than 10 fights himself, man. It's not like he's like has this massive experience gap that Ulberg couldn't cover. He was beating him in spots, man. He looked like he was about to knock him out a couple times, but he just showed his inexperience and showed that like, it's all offense, no defense in that motherfucker. Gonna get the boys and punch them in the face. Yep. Until you punch back and get knocked the fuck out. They do, man. They do. And then they get but the problem is that everyone has been Adesanya and Volkanovski have been covering it up. Adesanya and Volkanovski have been sweeping it under the rug for him. And I knew this was gonna happen. I knew that as soon as Adesanya, because I mean, I'm telling you, man, that on Twitter, I be on Twitter like a motherfucker, boys. And those Adesanya stands were quiet as a fucking church mouse this week, dude. Because there's a lot of them, and they're always yapping, always saying some fucking stupid, cringy ass, nerdy ass anime shit. And this week on Twitter, they were fucking scarce. And I knew this shit was gonna happen, man. They've been riding that dude. They've been riding that Adesanya wave, and I knew at some point it was gonna come crashing down. The dude has shown, and I'm jumping the gun here. I'm gonna save this for. I'm gonna save the smoke. I'm gonna save some of this city kickboxing smoke for the main event. But yeah, just a little like this is just one example. City kickboxing went 1-2, and they're just sucking their fucking dicks the whole time. Ridiculous. But anyway, yeah, got to eat crow there. Awesome to see that from Kennedy. Weather the storm from a powerful striker. But yeah, Kennedy has better cardio and obviously a better chin and overhead better defense, man. He was covering up a lot. Kennedy was covering up. You saw this in a few fights, man. If you don't cover your face and you get punched clean, it's going to hurt a lot more, and there's a way greater chance of you getting knocked the fuck out. If a punch or a kick hits your arm or your hand instead of your chin, it takes some of the impact off it. I don't know if that was clear to people or not. But yeah, it's just it's just basic physics. But yeah, so congratulations to Kennedy and Nzechukwu. I was kind of like on the fence about that fight earlier on, and then I would decide to go with Ulberg based on what I had seen. He looked like a really sharp striker, and I thought he'd be able to put Kennedy away, and it looked like he might have been able to. But it just shows, man, like that fucking gym, all they teach is offense. All they teach is this fucking like this certain style, this little feinting like point fighting style of like offense. Feinting, low kicks, jabs, evade. Feinting, low kicks, jabs, evade. Adesanya, like, do you honestly think that he learned striking from Eugene Behrman? Honestly. Just want to ask the three people, do you guys honestly think that Adesanya learned how to strike from Eugene Behrman? Because I'll go ahead and answer that question for you. Hell fucking no. The dude already knew how to strike. The dude already knew how to be a striker. He already had that shit when he walked through the door. But yeah, so Ulberg shits the bed. Just no defense, hands down. Rock'em sock'em robots, and Kennedy had better cardio and better defense and a better chin. So yeah, good job to him, man. Got to eat the crow there. Fucking Ulberg, big disappointment. Man, this was the worst disappointment on the card. This was my worst pick of the card. This is a pick I'm most embarrassed about. I'm just like kicking myself for, dude. Tim Elliott obviously defeats Jordan Espinosa by dominant decision. And man, how about that shit? Like I said, I didn't know about that shit with Jordan Espinosa and the wife beating allegations and the domestic abuse shit. I didn't know anything about that. Like I said, did that happen recently? Like, what was up with that? Yeah, it's terrible. Totally, dude. Absolutely. His chin, yep, his chin and his reach. Yeah, because they would just stand there and trade. If you're standing there and trading and you're both standing at the same distance and a guy has longer reach than you, the guy with longer reach is going to get there first. That's pretty simple. Um, yeah. So and he kept doing that shit where he would like reach out for him, and Kennedy would just punch over the top of it. You can't reach out, man. You either gotta be punching or have your hands at your fucking just that's all I've always thought that's so sketchy, like that kind of like kickboxing shit. Like, and the other thing with that too is like a lot of kickboxing guys do that, but the difference is when that glove, that big ass glove, is easier to put back at your head and block shit. Like it's just a bigger surface area to defend yourself with. And yeah, I don't know, man. I just the dude was just too green, too cocky. He's like, and what was all that cringy bullshit he was saying about like I'm a jaguar and I'm all this weird? She's like, dude, that's I should have known then, man. That should have been the red flag. Like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you've had 5 fights. This is your debut. Like, I'm telling you, man, it's that city kickboxing bullshit, man. Those motherfuckers, like that, their bubble is starting to burst. It might have just burst last night, honestly. They went 1-2, and their best fighter got beaten pretty handily. Anyway, yeah, got to eat the crow there. Congratulations to Kennedy and everyone that cashed on him. Now, yeah, like Tim Elliott and Espinoza, that should have been so obvious, man. Of course, Tim Elliott is not going to have a problem taking him down. Of course, he's just going to do what he wants on the ground. And then, yeah, man, he was getting nasty with it too, man. He was like grinding his forearm like into the like openings of fucking like right between his lip and his nose. He just like put his forearm there and just like rub it, dude. And he was saying that shit about, oh, you're a woman beater, you know. It's like, it was crazy. Was he saying that like the woman like messaged him or something? Did the woman like messaged him, Elliot, and was like, "Oh, you're fighting this guy. This guy beat me." Like, how did something like that happen? I'm not sure, but that got dark, dude. That got fucking dark. Yeah, short guy's pride. Yep, exactly, dude. I picked the bum too. Yeah, so he was Kennedy or Tim Elliott was like, it's like, oh, it's when he was on top of him towards the end of the first round. He was like, what's up here? He was like, he's like, oh, you like to he's like, you like to beat women? He's like, you white beater? He's like, so and so like message me or something. That's it sounded like that's what he said. So I was wondering if it was some shit like that, like, hey, the guy you're about to fight is like my abuser. Like, can you like fuck him up? I don't know if that's what happened with, but that would be crazy, dude. That would be fucking crazy. But yeah, Tim Elliott is like kind of a fucking he's kind of a kind of a bit of a hero out there right now. To victims of abuse everywhere, man. So yeah, shout out to Tim Elliott, Jordan Espinoza. What, dude? What in the fuck were you thinking? He has the worst fight IQ I've ever seen. Please cut him. Dude, the dude is such a fucking stupid fighter. Like, you know the guy's gonna go for takedowns. Why are you throwing a technique that gets you taken down the easiest? Like, a high kick is one of of all the kicks you can throw, that is the one that is most likely to get caught and you getting taken down. It's someone can either just like high crotch you, or it's just so much easier, man. And he just kept doing it. He kept throwing, and they're like, knock him out. And what does he do? Throw a flying knee. That gets him taken down. The dude's a fucking idiot, and obviously he's a fucking woman beater. So yeah, fuck Jordan Espinoza. I'm glad that Tim Elliott whooped his ass, and I feel like such a retard for picking him. That's what I fucking get. I'm happy to eat this crow. So yeah, fuck Espinoza, war Tim Elliott. That's what's up. So yeah, that's the early prelims too, boys. That's the early prelims, and I'm gonna try. Yeah, here we go, man. And I'll give credit where it's due, man. Kai Kara-France did his thing. Kai Kara-France definitely did his thing. I counted him out. He was looking pretty bad early, and He was getting dominated by Bontorin, and I thought that he was going to get submitted, but I got to give Kai Kara-France credit. He showed really good submission defense, and he came back, man, and he fucking hurt him and knocked him out. So I cannot take that away from Kai Kara-France, and I won't do that. As much as I like to criticize City Kickboxing, and I think they are overrated, and I think even Kai Kara-France is a little overrated. Like I think the dude's gonna get knocked out. He's gonna get fucking knocked out. The dude, he does not have a very good chin, and Bontorin is about the last bastion for him, if that makes any sense. Like that's gonna be the last fight that he can take before he probably gets knocked out again. The dude is just he's a good striker. He has good kickboxing. He has good offensive striking. But he's another one of these fucking city kickboxing guys that has bad defense, and he's a little chinny. So yeah, man, he's fucking he's cruising for a bruising, man. He's cruising for a bruising. But I got to give him credit. He showed good submission defense, really good submission defense, and closed the show, dude. Knocked him the fuck out. Landed a nasty right hand, and just face planted the motherfucker. So yeah, got to eat the crow there. Shout out to Kai Kara-France. He did his thing. He was the only of the three city kickboxing fighters that were on the card last night. He was the only one to get a win, and he had to come from behind because he was close to getting choked a couple times. And yeah, so, but yeah, respect to him. He did his thing, and I got to eat the crow. Moving on. Askar Askarov just has his fucking way with Joseph Benavidez, dude. Like, it's the same, dude. If it wasn't for that DQ, I would have had 10-5 myself. I went 9-6. Exact same. That would have given me 10-5, dude. I hope he does too, man. He sucks, man. He sucks as a person. He sucks as a fucking fighter. Like he's so untrustworthy. He has terrible fight IQ, abysmal fight IQ. You know that the guy's gonna try and take you down. That's his path to victory. And you throw these high risk to be taken down moves. Fucking idiot. Fucking retard. But yeah. Cut him. Cut Jordan Espinosa. He's trash. But yeah. Where are we? Yeah, Askar Askarov just has his fucking way with Benavidez. Joe B, you know, I don't know. Where does he go from here, man? The dude's almost 37. Like, he's not. I think you just start giving him some easier fights, dude. Honestly, I think it's just time to realize that Joseph Benavidez is never going to get the title again. He's never really going to stay in the top five. Like the top five is just going to continue to like leapfrog over him. They're going to continue to use him as a stepping stone, push him down a little further, and propel themselves up a little further through the rankings. And they're going to use Joseph Benavidez to do that. So I see him settling into a gatekeeper role. I think he's officially now a gatekeeper at flyweight. He's still got it, man. He can still crack. But Askarov, who was it? Did Pantoja? I think Pantoja dropped Askarov, but you know, Joe B, he wasn't able to do it, and I just don't think that he's really going to ever see him get close to the title again. But he did show that at least he has enough toughness and heart and durability still. Because Askarov hit him with some good shots, dude. Askarov has pretty good striking, and he hit him some hard right hands, and Benavidez ate them reasonably well. So I will give him some credit for that, man. But I just don't. I don't see how Benavidez can be anything but a gatekeeper at this point. But for Askarov, man, that's, you know, he's solid top five. He's not going anywhere. So maybe I don't know. Maybe you give Askarov the winner of Figueiredo and Moreno. Bro, I have not, like, they were so fucking bad here. Dog, they were atrocious. Pathetic. Rogan doesn't give a fuck. He really doesn't, man. That dude will just talk out of his fucking ass. He doesn't even care. Like, he knows, dude. He knows. He knows he's got it like that. He knows he's Dana's boy. He knows he's fucking famous. He's Joe Rogan. He's beyond reproach with some people in the MMA community. Like they think he's dude. Some people think that some of these fucking kids, and it's a lot of them are new MMA fans that are just getting into this world, this world of ours here, boys. This online MMA world. They're just getting into that now, or they've only been in it for a few years, and Joe Rogan is still like God to them. Like they've only seen, but I don't know. I've gotten to a point where it's just like, okay, I know exactly what Joe Rogan is. I know exactly what he's not. I know when to pay attention to Rogan, and I know now when he's talking out of his fucking ass. And he was talking out of his ass all fucking night. His bias was horrible. And like I said, DC's always been a cornball to me. His commentary has always been ridiculously biased. Like he knows what he's talking about with technique. Like when he actually is like, when he's not being biased, and but if it's like, he's just such a company man cornball, dude, and he's always gonna have some fucking favoritism. And he's another one that's just kind of, he just doesn't care because he's gonna retire. He's retired, and what was saying pretty much, he's retired and he's a fat cat now, and he's like got a good job and he doesn't give a fuck. It's weird. So Mac, yeah, it's pathetic. It's terrible, dude. Terrible. Drew Dober is the most underrated. He said that, dude. He did. He fucking said that, dude. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you not watching what Islam is doing to him? We're about to get to that, man. Dude, fucking inshallah. That's all I gotta say, man. I'm not even religious, but that's all I gotta say, inshallah. Okay. Now, this one, boys, this is where it started, boys. Well, it started with Askarov. This is where my luck started to turn a little bit. This is where the prediction gods started to smile upon your old bud 2 cents. This is when the gods started to smile upon your old buddy. It's a little clogged. Kyler Phillips defeats Song Yadong by unanimous decision, and damn it, did he look good doing it. Kyler Phillips is a beast, dude. Kyler Phillips is a fucking beast. Because Song Yadong, look, I've always considered Song Yadong overrated. I thought that he lost his last 2 fights, the one that he got a draw, and the quote unquote win over Cheeto, that pretty much everyone, if you didn't pick or bet Song, everyone knows that he lost that fight. So I think he was being overrated, but yet and still, the dude has serious fucking power in his hands. And Kyler Phillips just wasn't having it, dude. He picked his spots to counter him, and he just wouldn't stay there. He wouldn't stay there and let Song, keep him in the phone booth. He used great lateral movement. He used great circular movement. He styled on him. He looked great, man. Kyler Phillips, and he's huge, dude. Kyler Phillips is fucking huge for 135. He did not look like a bantamweight, bro. He looked like a featherweight in there. Kyler Phillips looked like a fucking 145 pounder in there, dude. That was fucking nectarish, man. That was a fucking tight ass performance. It was a real good shit from Kyler Phillips. Considering that's his like second UFC fight, dude. That was his 10th fight, 10th pro fight, second UFC fight, and he's just handling Song Yadong, who's got a bunch of fights, dude. So yeah. Song had over twice the experience of Kyler Phillips and like 3-4 times the UFC experience. And dude, he just took care of him. It's not going to be a problem. Song Yadong, it's not going to be a problem. Sadud. Yeah, footwork difference for sure. Sub Jackie boy. Yeah, I caught some of that fucking the aftermatch, man. I got timed out by a fucking parent murderer, but it is what it is. What's up, Nick? What's up, dude? Shout out to the land down under, man. Yeah, man, he is, man. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I definitely have a new fighter that I'm standing. I'm gonna have a fighter that I stand every week. I have my core favorite fighters, like my top five. Like that's what I'm gonna do on Twitter. It's gonna be my five, my favorite fighters, and then there'll be a different fighter that I'm standing each week. Um, and yeah, I'll get to the fighter that is on that list now. That is my stanner of the week. But now, yeah, so that's 2 in a row. Let's just go ahead and make it 3 in a row, boys. And I done said this was gonna happen, and by God, if it didn't just fucking happen. I'd said this. Casey Kenny is flat-footed. This is a big step down for Dominick Cruz. And he's going to style on him for 3 rounds. That's pretty much what he did. Third round was close. You can maybe give the third round to Kenny, but there's no way you could give the first 2 rounds to Casey Kenny. I thought Cruz was landing the harder shots. He cracked Kenny a few times, man. Dominick Cruz cracked Kenny hard, backed him up a couple times. He was throwing a couple of those flurries, man, and Kenny was backing right the fuck up. So yeah, I mean, Cruz's footwork, that style of his, that patented like Cruz like shuffle step, stance switching, angling off shit that he does, it's still working for him. And like I said, Cruz only loses to champions. Casey Kenny's not that, man. Like he's a good fighter, but his footwork and his striking was never going to be advanced enough for Cruz. And the dude just doesn't have the knockout power. Like, who is Casey Kenny knocked out to make people think that he was going to knock out Cruz? Like, Cruz took punches from Dillashaw and like Garbrandt and shit and didn't get knocked out. That was a pretty simple one, man. That was pretty fucking easy. That was one of the easiest picks on the card. And it's honestly disgraceful that Dominick Cruz was an underdog. So I really hope that people cashed on Dominick Cruz, because that was money that was just left on the table for you, dude. Someone just left a fucking bag on the table for you. It's like, here, hey dog, you like Dominick Cruz? Hey bro, you like Dominick Cruz? There's some money for you right there if you want it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And dude, that was not no fucking split decision. What 2 rounds did Casey Kenny win? You fucking riddled me that, Batman. What fucking 2 rounds did Casey Kenny win? You could have maybe given him the 3rd round, but I don't think so. I think Cruz won all 3 rounds. He definitely won the first 2. Definitely won the first 2. If you don't think that he won the first 2, you don't know what the fuck you're looking at. You don't know how to fucking score fights. It's either 3-0 or 2-1 Cruz. There's no way that there were 2 rounds in there for Casey Kenny. So yeah, once again, it's just a big fucking stitch up. And honestly, just like there's always some element of crookedness and skullduggery in Vegas when it comes to pretty much everything. There's always going to be a little like inside baseball, and there's just you cannot tell me that some of these guys don't have money on some of this shit. I know it's illegal, but if you think they can't get other people to place bets for them, you're fucking drunk. This shit happens all the time. I'm searching for a reasonable explanation as to why you would ever fucking think that Casey Kenny won that fight. There's no way. There's no fucking way. Jack's nice and sauced up. Dude, seriously, that's absurd. Yeah. Yeah, that was just pathetic. It's just ridiculous. Jack's trying to wind me up. I know I'm not going to let Jack wind me up. But yeah, man, that was easy money, dude. That was easy fucking money. Easy money. Man, this was I'm not gonna lie, dude. There was a couple people that called this. There was a couple people that called this shit. Santos and Rakic. I'm trying to think. Shout out to Fighting Talk too. I think he might. I think him and his boys might have called this one, or one of his boys was like, I can't remember, but yeah, shout out to Fighting Talk and Fighting Talk too on Twitter. He's got a pretty good he's got a pretty cool YouTube channel where they break down fights and they talk about it's a fighting talk podcast. But yeah, check them out, man. It's another UK Connect, but I think they mentioned it. I think he asked a question, like, is this going to be another like Ngannou Lewis, where they're both just so dangerous and so like weary of the other that it just turns into a stalemate? And it kind of did. It kind of like it was a super big disappointment. And just yeah, it was pretty clear that Rakic won. It was not a very I think he could have done a little bit more. I really think he could have done a little bit more. I think I look, Santos is 37 and he just is coming off knee surgery and he just doesn't move the way he used to be able to. So I don't really blame him for not being the one like crazily blitzing forward and like, against a guy like Rakic, he's just asking to get knocked out. Like it's not like he's never been knocked out before, and it's just clear that he's not like he can't move the same way. So I don't blame him for being the one waiting and sitting back and waiting to counter. But it's like Rakic, dude, you're young, you're athletic, you're way more explosive than Thiago Santos at this point after the knee surgery. You're a way better grappler. Like, why are you just sitting there doing these hand feints and pawing your fucking like your lead rangefinder out to like what I just didn't get that, man. He didn't go for any takedowns. I just Rakic, that was a disappointing performance from Rakic. I'm not gonna lie, man. That's not the first time he's done that. Rakic, I think it's safe to say that Rakic can kind of pull some stunts sometimes. Rakic can kind of like he kind of did this with Vulcan, where like even if you say that he like I've watched that fight a few times and I've kind of like I can see how Rakic won that, but he didn't put any kind of stamp on any of it. And he just seems like I wouldn't call him a front runner, but he just seems like if he can't get a nice clean finish, he's content to kind of just like pity pat his way to like a sketchy decision. I think I've seen this enough times from him that it's not just like a one off. Like I think this has kind of become a pattern for him. So against I don't know, man, against a guy that's like really there's not easy matchups at light heavyweight. So like thinking about for Rakic, like, dude, look, if you're in there doing that shit with Ankalaev or Crute or dude, even like fuck, dude, even like Yuri. Like if you're in there doing that little fucking duck fainting, like putting dude, one of those dudes is just gonna bite down and just come. And I'm telling you, man, if Devin Clark can hurt you, dude, I don't know, man. Rakic is kind of I don't know. I'm not going to say overrated, but he might be being slightly overhyped. I'm not going to say he's overrated, but I'm saying he's a little bit overhyped. I see some people that just like Rakic is future champion. I don't think so. I don't think Rakic is future champion. I've seen enough for him to where it's not just like oh well he'll this was just a one time. Nah, he he kind of drops the ball in big fights. Honestly, the dude kind of drops the ball in big fights. Yeah, that was a bad sub Chola. Um, yeah, you're drunk, Cholo. Cruz isn't a bum. Kenny's overrated for sure, but Cruz isn't a bum, man. He's one of the best bantamweights ever. Fucking bugging with that one, bruh. Yeah, Jiri is scary, dude. Jiri is fucking scary. Like, yeah, I think it's safe to say that Rakic might be being overhyped a little bit. I know Santos is good, but he's just not. The last fight showed he's not the same guy. It wasn't like this was his first fight back from knee surgery. It just shows like, I mean, you can't blame him. He's 37, dude. Look how many fights he's had. Look at the fucking murderers that Thiago Santos has had to fight, man, for a long time. Murderers at middleweight and light heavyweight. So I don't blame Santos at all, man. He's doing what he can. Like that was Rakic's fight to just take over, man. He just kind of, I don't know, kind of just stood there and dropped the ball. Yeah. Cruz still got it. Cruz still got it. Yeah, it was pathetic commentary, but you know what, boys? We got 10 people in the building. So shout out to each and every one of y'all, man. I love seeing them fucking double digits up there, boys. Gives me a charge. It's so fun. Okay, we are inching closer and closer to the things that I really want to talk about. We are getting closer and closer, boys. Yes, Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. I don't know how exactly you pronounce that. I think it's Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, Islam Makhachev just dominates Drew Dober, dude. Like, and I said this. Yeah. What happened to Drew Dober's gonna knock him out, bro? Makhachev is chinny, bro. Drew Dober's gonna knock him out. Drew Dober is the best striker in lightweight. Somebody was saying that like Drew Dober's like one of the best strikers at lightweight or something, dude. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Drew, I'm telling you, this was when I saw what OAM did to him. I fucking knew right then and there. I'm like, dude, you're getting pieced up by OAM, and nah. It's not happening. He just, all he needed was one takedown every round. One takedown, he's got the round. And that submission, dude, that submission was fucking nasty. Makhachev is a beast on the ground, dude. He's so fucking strong. He's so skilled, man. He is the closest thing to the second coming of Khabib. He's the closest thing to Khabib without being Khabib. He just has all the same kind of like, I don't even know. I can't even do those techniques justice, man. Like describing how he like transitions into all the different positions and stuff to like, I don't know, man. Like all that fucking like that wrist control and like, what are they threading the wrist through and grabbing the opposite wrist with the opposite hand and then like switching the hands over so you have the wrist isolated, their one wrist isolated, and you can punch them with the free hand. It's like all that shit is like this. Just you can tell that shit. Just him and Khabib and those guys at AKA train all the time, but it was on full display. Like Dober had nothing for him, dude. I mean, I knew, and I said that. I said it was KO or bust, and he busted. It was a bust. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that because it was close, and I was like, man, I don't know if Rakic is gonna win this, dude. Yeah, that's Mac. That's the one. I agree. That's the one round that I thought you could have maybe given to Kenny, and I was like, okay, well, maybe Kenny won the third round, but I don't see any way you could really score the first two for Kenny at all. Bo, what's up? But did I miss Bo? Did I miss? Well, shit, I know Bo knows. Wherever he is, Bo knows. Oh, Boston Nick. Maybe that's short for Boston Nick. What's up, Wesley Allen? Islam needs a real test now. He does. He does. Yeah, I think it's time. It's like, okay, dude, you are who we thought you were. You are who we thought you were. Let's see what you really fucking got now. So yeah, I think this is a good time to start moving him up. Oh, you talking about yeah, oh yeah, Jack choking on that fucking Kenny Crow. Um yeah, no, I still got one more piece that I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to. This piece. I'm good at eating my crow, boys. I'm good at taking a loss. I'm good at admitting when I'm wrong and when I'm stupid and make shitty ass fuck ass picks. But this one, I might not even be able to eat this crow. I might just have to fucking throw this crow right back up, and I'll tell you why. Um, let me go ahead and just clear this one hitter out so I can get this thing repacked, because this is going to be the meat and potatoes of it, boy. I have some more shit to say about the main event. I have a lot of shit I want to say about the main event, but this is gonna be the smoke right here, boys. This is gonna be the fucking epicenter of the madness for the stream. I'm gonna try and keep my voice down because, like I said, my mom's asleep and the wife's asleep too. So try and keep it copacetic. Unbelievable. You know, I was thinking a certain way about this fight. I was thinking a certain way when what happened, and then I thought a certain way about it today and felt pretty okay with where I was at with it. And then I saw something where I'm just totally back to square one. I'm totally back to where I was before. So let me tell you what I'm talking about. And this is the source of all the controversy. This is kind of honestly, this is kind of over, and it's understandable. Like, it's kind of hard for it not to, considering how crazy all this shit was, but and the fallout and everything. But it's kind of overshadowing Jan Blachowicz performance, which is unfortunate. But it just is what it is, boys. We got to talk about it. We got to address it. We got to talk about the elephant in the room. There's a big old fucking elephant in the room. We're all staring at it. You know, it's like Philadelphia Collins, dude. It's like everyone is staring at your gut. It's fucking huge. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone's looking at it. So yeah, let's talk about it. Yeah, I'm about to pop one off. I'm about to click. God, disgusting behavior, bro. That's got built-in. That's a built-in storyline, man. That's a built-in angle. Yeah, I don't. That's kind of tight, actually. It's kind of tight. Yeah, check out the aftermatch, man. Check out the aftermatch. I have to fucking watch how I move in there so I don't get some fucking parent murdering angry little fucking kid timing me out. But here we go. Here we go, boys. All right. You know what I'm about to say. You know what we're about to talk about. The bantamweight title fight between Piotr No Mercy Jan and Aljamain the Funk Master Sterling. I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start this one. I don't know whether I want to start talking about the fight or what's happened after the fight, or let's just start from the beginning. Piotr Jan was winning the fight. I thought the first round or two, those are really the only ones that I could see maybe Aljo winning. But I scored those rounds for Jan because Aljo, he landed the two knees, right? He landed the two knees that rock Jan, and then he got the brief takedown. Jan popped right back up. Well, then Jan fucking dropped him. He cleanly dropped him, and then he got a takedown of his own, and he fucking slammed Aljo. He dumped Aljo onto his fucking head. He got a body lock takedown with like 20-something seconds left and fucking dumped Aljo right onto his fucking skull and immediately like went to take the back and try to get a choke. Try to cinch in like a rear naked choke or like a neck crank or something. And yeah, so I thought that stole the round for Jan. But if you gave the first round to Aljo, you know, I won't be too upset. That was probably the strongest round for Aljamain. He did land the 2 big knees that rocked Jan, and he got the takedown. So if you gave that round to Aljo, I'm not too upset about that. I'm not mad at you. The second round, man, not a lot happened in the second round. The second round was a lot of Aljamain Sterling trying to get a takedown, and Petr Yan just stuffing it. That's what most of that round was. Sterling pushing Yan to the fence. Excuse me. Sterling pushing Yan to the fence. Yan defending the takedowns. And let's talk about that. Let me stop and talk about that for a second, boys. Let me pull up the stats. Let me pull up the fucking stats on this. Shout out to the 10 people in the building. But I got to pull up the stats on this shit because I want to see exactly how many takedowns that Petr, because everyone was like, oh, dude, all Aljamain Sterling needs to do, dude, if you get some down, bro, you fucking get some down, bro. Okay. So let me pull this up right quick. One second. Pull this up for you so I can show you what I'm talking about. Shout out to the 11 people in the building. Yes. Yes, I think so. In my not so humble opinion. In my not so humble amateur opinion, yes, I think so. Okay, here we go. Sorry, boys. My fucking old boomer multitasking skills are leave a lot to be desired. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right. 1 for 17 and 7 for 7. All right. Let's try that again. 1 for 17 and 7 for 7. I thought Aljamain Sterling was the wrestler. I thought Aljamain Sterling wrestled with this guy and that guy, and this dude is a Division 1, and he's a fucking Division that. I thought he was the stronger wrestler. And I fucking told people, man. I fucking told y'all that Petr Yan had good takedown defense. And this fight, man, before this fucking DQ happened, this fight was going, I mean, pretty much goddamn exactly how I said it was going to go. I said this, and y'all can go back and look at the stream if you don't believe me. On my streams last week, I've been saying this in every fucking chat that I've been in, that this is what was going to happen. And it is what was happening. Petr Yan is going to stuff the takedowns, and he did. Look at that. Motherfucker got 1 takedown in the very beginning of the fight, and he popped back up. Dude, I mean, he popped back up. And not only did I said he's going to stuff the takedowns, and he's going to beat the shit out of Sterling, and he's going to fucking knock him out. And he was well on his way to doing it. Make no mistake about that. Aljamain Sterling was getting the living shit beaten out of him, and he was about to get knocked out. He was about to get knocked out. He was gassing. He was about to get knocked out. So, yeah, the first and second round, you can maybe give the first round to Sterling. You could not. I mean, the second, you'd have to really explain to me what you thought Sterling did to get the second round, other than like, you can say pressure, but here's what happened. This was another round where at the end of it, like, Yan, I thought, kind of stole the round. First of all, he did get Aljamain Sterling did not get 1 fucking takedown. In round 2, in the round where Sterling spent almost 4 minutes fighting for a takedown, he didn't fucking get it. Yan actually got a takedown in that round. So I actually gave the second round to Yan. He hurt him on the feet and then got a takedown at the very end. So I gave round 2 and round 1 to Petr Yan. I thought he stole both rounds by doing the most significant damage in each round and actually getting a takedown. So he negated the 1 takedown that Like in the first round, they both got takedowns. Jan's was way more effective. Jan actually hurt like Aljo with this takedown, like dumped him on his head. Like Sterling got Jan down. He sat on his butt and popped back up. So yeah, I gave round 1 to Jan and I gave round 2 to Jan. Round 3, he really started to take over, dude. Like Jan really started to beat the shit out of Aljo and start to really like sit down on his shots. And his defense is so good. Like he knew that, and he knew Aljo wasn't going to be able to knock him out, man. So just keep the high guard for when he throws those head kicks and, you know, the knees and shit. But even the flying knees, he just fucking ate them. So, that didn't feel good. That sucked. That kind of stunned me. I'm a little wobbly, like, let me just eat that fucking shit like a dry turkey sandwich. Dude, that's what he did. He's ate him. He's got a fucking beard, man. Jan has a chin, dude. He's durable as fuck. So, 3rd round, all Jan, beating the fuck out of him. 4th round, all Jan, beating the fuck out of him. And it's like the end is coming. The end is near. So, let's get to the controversy. Let's get to the controversy. And I will come at it from a perspective of having just seen the fight. So this is first time I'm watching it. I'm watching it. Sterling, I'm trying to figure out how this sequence got set up. But yeah, so Jan's beating the fuck out of him. And then Sterling kind of like, he went for a takedown. Jan got like a headlock, and then Sterling like went down to it. I think that's what it was. Sterling like Jan went for a headlock, and then Sterling kind of like went down to a knee, or so I thought, or so it looked, or so it appeared. I'm gonna tell you why I'm quoting it like that. I'm gonna tell you why I'm quoting it like that. Because I saw a picture, and shout out to Moy's Audio and whoever the original poster of this is, please find out who they are and give them full credit, and share this picture. I shared it on Twitter already, but if you can find this, please retweet this, y'all, because this is the controversy. So initially it looked like Sterling was a downed opponent, and Jan throws this vicious fucking knee right to his head. And it appears to hit Sterling, and Sterling flops to his back. And then it's like, oh, fuck. And I'm going to tell you, initially when I saw it, I'm like, dude, what in the fuck were you thinking? What are you thinking, dude? The dude is, you cannot get more blatantly obvious that the dude is a downed opponent. And what he had been doing earlier in the fight was he was countering. He was doing it perfectly. He would Aljo would go for a takedown. He would stuff it, push him back, and then he would put his hand on his head and punch him with the other hand. It's like, why didn't you just do that? Here's why. And we're going to get to Aljo in a second. But I just saw a new picture, and I'm about to, go down a little bit of a rabbit hole here. And I'm going to lose some people on this one. And some people are going to disagree, and some people are going to say, oh, you're crazy, or this is photoshopped or doctored or whatever. This is just what I believe. I'm just telling you guys. I'm just calling it like I see it, boys. Just calling it like I see it. And you can look at what I'm talking about. You can check this tweet out that I'm talking about. You can see what I'm talking about. His knee wasn't down. It wasn't. Because, and the reason why I was like, what the fuck, dude? Why did you throw that knee? He threw the knee because his corner saw what I saw in that picture. And you guys can check it out for yourself. Aljamain Sterling's knee was not down. There. I just said it. And I'm going to repeat it in case you just joined me. Aljamain Sterling's knee was not down. You can see it in the pictures. You can see it clear as day in the pictures. Petr Yan's corner saw that. And that's why they told him to throw the knee. There's no other reasonable explanation. There's no other reason why you would instruct Jan to throw that knee. It's because his knee wasn't down. And if you look at the pictures, the knee didn't even hit his head. The knee hit his hand. Sterling has his hand up, and you can see where the knee glances off his hand. And because his hand was right against his head went back too. So it looked like he cracked him in the head, but it was a blocked knee. It was a blocked knee. And then, of course, we have this fucking Oscar-winning performance. And I mean, I have never seen an acting performance like that in the Octagon, dude. Like, and I was perfectly willing to admit, because it looked vicious, dude. It looked nasty. It looked like, dude, what the fuck were you thinking? You just hurt him really fucking bad. Like, holy shit. But there were a couple red flags. For one, he acted totally different when the doctor got in there. He really started like, now look, I'm not a very good actor, but I've acted before. I've trained myself to be an actor. And I can spot when other people are acting and when other people are acting poorly. Like when people are overacting or they're acting and trying to look like they're not acting. If you've acted before, you can see that shit. Even if you've just been in plays and shit, you can fucking sense your own, man. You can smell your own. You can see, hey, well, it's like a fucking, like a cokehead. You can almost like smell another cokehead. You went, you on that shit? You on that fucking shit? Like that. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like, were you just fucking acting there, motherfucker? Yeah, he was acting. It was an exaggeration. He was bugging his eyes out. He was flopping around. You can see he even looks like, you can tell that the camera, it's like he almost knows where the camera is, dude. He almost knows what he looks up and he can tell that the angle that's on him at the time, and it's like looking up and around, like rolling his eyes and shaking his head and like breathing all crazy and flopping about. And just it was a pretty bad acting job, honestly. Everyone's saying Oscar-worthy performance. No. That gets a fucking golden raspberry, dude. That acting performance gets a fucking golden raspberry. And here's another thing. It wasn't just that. It was not just that. It wasn't just the way he acted when the doctor came in. Look, do you think he had earmuffs on? Do you think that he had do you honestly think that he couldn't hear Joe Rogan and Daniel Cormier talking about if he it was going to be, he was going to end up with the belt if he took the DQ? Do you think that he did not hear that? Do you think that those guys are muted? Do you think that in an empty fucking arena where no one is really talking that loud and people are whispering, and do you think that the guys that are mic'd up are not going to come through? Do you think that he's not going to hear that shit? He knew exactly what the fucking deal was. He knew exactly what was going to happen. He knew he was losing that fight. He knew that if he kept going, he was going to get fucking knocked out. He was like, if he made it out of the fourth round, the fifth round, he was going to get knocked out. And it's bullshit because I was perfectly willing to be like, fair play, dude. Like, it was so illegal. Like, that was so fucking stupid from Jan. Why did he do that? It's all Jan's fault. Like, yes, you were acting and exaggerating, but he hit you with this knee right to the head. No, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. Look at that photos. Look at those photos I sent you guys. Look at those photos I put on Twitter. Shout out to Moyes Audio. Shout out to Big Moyes, man. He brought it to my attention. And if you guys can find the original poster, please, please give them full credit. Please, like anything you can do to spread this about the internet, man. Anything you can do. Retweet it, send it to whoever you have to send it to. This is why he threw the knee. Everyone's like, oh, he's so vicious. He's a psychopath. And I was going to say that, dude. I was like, God damn, like, dude, you lived up to your nickname, dude. Like, you didn't give a fuck. Like, the guy was like, you were beating the shit out of him. You were hurting him. He was like down, like basically just like on his knees, begging for mercy in front of you. And you're like, no, I crush your skull. It's like, no, his knee wasn't down. His corner was on eye level. His corner was flush with the ground and could see that Sterling's knee was not touching. That's why they told him to throw that knee. And in those photos, it's clear as fucking day. Not only is his knee not down, but the knee, not only is Aljo's knee not down, he's not a downed opponent, but the knee didn't even fucking hit his head. It hit his glove. It glanced off his hand. So that was, not only was it an exaggeration, it was a complete fucking sham. How's that for some fucking controversy, boys? And yeah, we haven't even, dude, this is another reason. This was the cherry on top. And this is how I knew that something rotten was in Denmark. You can say, well, oh, those photos are doctored. You can't really see, or they change. No, you can see. You can see the dynamics, and it even says it in the caption. Like, you can see the dynamics of, you can see where his knee is right before the knee, quote unquote, hit his head, and you can see where his knee is after. And his knee actually goes closer to the ground, but still does not touch the ground. Aljamain, I'm gonna say this again. Aljamain Sterling was not a grounded opponent. The knee that Petr Yan threw was 1,000% legal, and it didn't even hit Aljamain Sterling clean. It didn't even hit him clean. That was fucking bullshit. That was a bunch of fucking bullshit. But no matter. No matter. The rematch will be booked immediately. And we all saw who the better fighter was. We all know now. There's no, oh, well, maybe it's Sandhagen. Oh, maybe this guy. No. You saw how easy Corey Sandhagen got taken down. And you saw how goddamn near fucking impossible it was to take and hold Petr Yan down. You saw how durable the guy is. You think Sandhagen would knock out Yan like he knocked out Marlon? I'm telling you, man, Marlon, Corey Sandhagen, and Aljamain Sterling are this little overrated fucking trio, this little bubble that's been floating around the top of the fucking 135. And people use the wins and losses based off these guys to sort of navigate how they move fighters through the division. They use that as kind of like their compass. Like, oh, well, a win over Corey or a loss to Corey gets you this. A win over Marlon or a loss to Marlon gets you this. A win over Aljo or a loss to Aljo gets you this. They're all fucking overrated. They're all this little triangle of overrated fighters. Corey Sandhagen almost got knocked out by John fucking Lineker. Aljo got starched by Marlon. Fucking Rob Font just knocked out Marlon Moraes. Do you think Marlon Moraes would last a fucking round with Petr Yan? Do you honestly think after what Rob Font and fucking Corey Sandhagen did to him that Marlon would last a fucking round with Petr Yan? Hell fucking no. Hell motherfucking no. Hell no. Sup, dude? Sup, dude? Yeah, I'm talking about this fucking controversy, man. BroPix, did you see the tweet that I put out? Aljo was not a grounded opponent. That's why Petr Yan's corner told him to throw the knee, because his knee was off the ground. And when he threw it, it didn't even hit him clean. It hit his glove. There's pictures of them. They're pretty definitive. So yeah, that was a crock, man. That was a fucking stitch up. And but it doesn't really matter. Like they're gonna book the rematch immediately. They've already pretty much said they're gonna book it, and it's like we all saw who the better fighter was, dude. Like Jan is better in like every facet of mixed martial arts. One takedown for 17 attempts. So he's a bet, and he took, dude, literally every single time that Jan went to take down Sterling, he fucking went down. 7 for 7 versus 1 for 17. Let me repeat that. 7 for 7 and 1 for 17. Jan is clearly the better wrestler, clearly the better grappler, clearly the stronger fighter, clearly has better striking, clearly has a better chin, clearly has better cardio, clearly better in every fucking category. There is no way that Aljamain Sterling will ever become champion as long as Petr Yan is there. He's not a champion now. He's a fucking paper chump. And to all these people, and I can't, ooh, dude, this shit just makes my fucking blood boil, dude. It makes me want to fucking snap somebody's neck, dude. This fucking shit. Dude, if you think Aljo is faking it, then you don't even know. You've never been punched in the face. You take a knee and see the dude. He didn't fucking even take the motherfucking knee. He didn't even take the fucking knee. He didn't even take it. He wasn't even a fucking grounded opponent. His knee wasn't even fucking on the ground. That's why Petr Yan's corner told him to fucking throw it in the first place. Look at the photos that I put up, man. Look at him. His knee was not touching the fucking ground. You think that Yan is that fucking stupid? You think a guy with fight IQ that high is really going to do something stupid unless he, you know what I'm saying? That's why everyone's like, dude, why would you do that? Because his corner saw what you can see in those photos. The dude wasn't grounded. He was trying to play some little fucking game, trying to play some little Chris Weidman Mousasi game. And what the fuck with the instant replay, dude? How can we have these photos and look at that and see it clear as days now, and they can't fucking figure that shit out during the fight to avoid this whole mess? What the fuck is going on, man? And yeah, then this is another reason I knew Sterling was acting. This was the I didn't even get to this because I got so pissed off. This was the cherry on top. This is when I definitively knew that he was fucking full of shit. This is when I knew that this corny, fucking whack ass, lame ass, fake ass motherfucker was really lying and really fucking acting. When he acted surprised that they gave him the belt. That's when I knew. When he acted surprised when they gave him the belt. That's when I was kind of like, what, dude? Nah, you can't tell me that you didn't know that you were going to get the title. Like, I had no idea. I had no idea. What? I'm the champion. I can't believe. Nah, you're fucking full of shit, motherfucker. You heard DC and Rogan and that fucking creepy nerd Anik. You heard all three of them say, oh man, it looks like if he gets the DQ, he's going to be the champion. You think they're on mute? You think if we can fucking hear him, Aljamain Sterling, who's 10 feet away from him, can't hear him? Tell me you can't hear all the, like we can kind of hear the refs. Aljamain Sterling can't hear the ref? You tell me Aljamain Sterling can't hear Mark Smith and that fucking doctor? Come on, man. That was a fucking stitch up. He wasn't a grounded opponent. He didn't really get hit with that knee. It glanced off his fucking glove. And it was such a poor display of acting. It was such a poor display of acting. I'm telling you. If you've ever acted before, if you've ever been in any kind of play or a TV show or movie, you know what I'm talking about. You know what bad acting looks like. You know what bad acting looks like when someone's trying, when someone's not hiding the techniques and the subtleties of the craft, when someone is like overacting, someone thinks they're like convincing someone of something and the acting is obvious. That's what he was doing. Exaggerating when he knew the camera was on him instead of pretending like the camera wasn't there. That's how you know a good actor. When they're not acting at all. They're just, you just believe what they're doing and saying. When you can tell that they're acting, that's bad acting. When you can tell they're acting, it's bad acting. Mac, do you if you don't have to follow me on Twitter, but if you go to my Twitter, look at those pictures, man. You can see where the knee is right before. You can look, because you can't, it's hard to tell when you watch the replay because it all looks like boom boom, it's all just boom boom. But if you look at those pictures, because yeah, initially I was like, dude, what the fuck, why in the fuck did you throw that knee? Like, look at the picture. Look at the picture, right? Because it shows a side by side. The first picture is right before that. You can see that the knee hasn't even landed yet, and the knee's off the ground. And then you can see the next picture when the knee has landed, or that when Jan's knee has landed, and Sterling's knee is even like, it doesn't even come off the ground more. It comes off the ground less. Like, his knee goes closer to the ground, but still doesn't touch the ground. Look at that picture. I know what I'm saying is crazy and conspiratorial and, probably sounds just like Salty Hater. Like I said, I was perfectly willing to be like, yeah, Jan, you fucked up. That was retarded. Like, why would you do that? And not, like what he was clearly down, but they saw that he wasn't. And the knee didn't really connect clean. That's all I'll say. Hey, if you can show me that they're doctored, then if you can show me a picture, can you show me? And I'm not saying I don't believe you. I actually want to be like, get this right. So if those pictures are fake, can you show me the real picture from that exact, not like, because if you show me a picture from a different angle, that's not really going to do much. Can you show me the real picture? If that's the fake one, show me the real version. I'm genuinely asking so I can get this right, and I'll come back on and I'll say I was wrong and this is what it really is. But it just looks like, yeah, I mean, if it's doctored, then it's doctored. Period. But yeah, regardless of the fact. Yeah, let's see that's what I'm saying, man. The replay, they showed all these replays, but show the replay from different angles. You've got the tech. We have the technology. We have the technology. Dude, you're telling me, you're telling me they have all those drones set up with all those high HD cameras right in the fighters' faces where it looks like you're literally there in the arena, but they can't look at a replay from all different kinds of angles and determine whether his knee was on the ground or not at the exact moment of impact. Because that's what happened in the Mousasi Weidman fight. It looked like his hand was down, but right before, Mousasi pulled him up and cracked him. I don't know. But yeah, so if those, and there's a chance, look, I could be wrong, and I'm perfectly willing to admit when I'm wrong. I'm not above that, man. I'm not above admitting when I'm wrong. So yeah, and I would like to see that. I would like to see if that's a doctored photo, show me the original version. And I'll absolutely retract what I just said. So Mac, if you're still in the chat, please show me, if that's a doctored photo, please show me the original version so I can tweet that out. But yeah, so I mean, look, it's so clear, man. It is so clear, regardless of what happened, regardless of Aljo. And this is, dude, okay, and this is the other thing, man. This is the other fucking thing. This is how I know the dude's full of shit. This is how I know the dude's full of shit. If you were so upset about winning the belt that way, you said in the octagon, doubled over, you didn't want it to win this way, you didn't want to win it this way, you act surprised when you get the belt, when you knew you were gonna fucking, you motherfucker, you knew you were gonna get the belt, dude. You knew you were.
So upset.
Sorry about that, boys. Just had some real life shit happen. It's nothing too like serious. It's not like an emergency or anything, but just some kind of some fucking shitty news, man. Kind of some shitty news that just came out of nowhere. Um, so yeah, like I said, nothing too serious. It's not an emergency. No one's hurt or anything. No one's like in trouble or anything like that. But yeah, just some kind of like shitty news that came out of nowhere. Basically, we have to fucking move in like 2 months. Our landlord basically just told us, "Hey, we're selling the house, and you guys have 2 months to get the fuck out of here." All right, bro. What the fuck? But all right. Okay, Mac. Thank you. Yeah, I actually am not in that chat anymore, but yeah, please send them to me. I will. I'm perfectly willing to. I don't have that much pride, man. If I'm wrong about something, like, yeah, I'll admit it. But regardless of the fact, um, the dude was acting. The dude like, even if the knee landed clean, dude, we've seen people like unconsciously slept before, like unconscious, completely unconscious, and get up and not act as hurt and damaged as that dude did. Like, he was exaggerating for the camera. He knew exactly where the camera was when he was doing his little routine. So yeah, whatever. We saw who the better fighter was. Jan's gonna knock him out. And dude, like, in 2 rounds, Jan will fucking knock him out. So yeah, it doesn't matter. Jan's the best. The title, the quote unquote champion, Jan is the people's champion. Petr Yan is the people's champion. Everyone knows who the real champ is. Everyone knows Aljamain Sterling didn't win that fight. Aljamain Sterling was getting the shit beaten out of him. Aljamain Sterling was gassing out, couldn't hit any of his takedowns, couldn't hurt Jan, threw everything he had at him. Jan was making him look stupid. Jan was making him like he was making him look silly and stupid. So yeah, a lot of controversy. Like I said, I saw those photos and I fucking, I went buck wild. But if they're doctored, if they're fake, then I'm perfectly willing to retract that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, like, it's clear as day. Yeah. Even dude, even if I'm totally wrong and those are doctored photos and the knee did hit him clean, yeah, it hit him. It wasn't that, like, it hit him, You know, if it's clean, it didn't hit his glove, then, you know, it obviously hurt him. But it wasn't hurt to the point where it's like he had been hurt from shots worse than that in the fight already. You know what I'm saying? Like the right hand that dropped him was worse than that knee. A couple of the other shots that he got hit with were worse than that knee, and he didn't react that way. You know what I'm saying? Like he got dropped with a right hand and didn't react that way. But now that he knows, oh, if I can't continue, I'm going to get the belt. That's a little bit of a different story. That's a little bit different story. Do it, man. Do it. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for always want to get to the truth, man. Always want to get to the truth. For sure. Yeah, I do too, man. I really because like that's sub Bo. What do you mean does Jan deserve a rematch? Are you fucking kidding me? Well, did you not see the fight? Did you not see how badly Aljo was getting his fucking sorry ass whooped? Like the dude is so overrated, man. Aljamain Sterling is so fucking overrated. Aljamain Sterling, listen to me. Aljamain Sterling, Corey Sandhagen, and Marlon Moraes are all fucking overrated. Neither of those guys are who people think they are. None of them. Not one of them. They're all fucking smoke and mirrors. Corey Sandhagen, Aljamain Sterling, Marlon Moraes, over fucking rated. Overrated. Yeah, I mean, you have to. You have to. The legendary, like, I'll tell you what, Jack, his fight IQ was looking pretty fucking piss poor before that. Like, you're doing all this crazy spinning shit, and every time you spin, you're getting fucking domed. Like, he's lucky he didn't get knocked out before that. But anyway, man, it is what it is. Like Jan is still the champ to the people, and Aljamain Sterling is a paper chump. Literally, if you're gonna say that he's a champion, then that is literally you can't. Even George St. Pierre like was more competitive against Johnny Hendricks, and actually, if you look at the statistics on that fight, was more competitive against Johnny Hendricks than Aljamain Sterling was against Petr Yan. Like Aljamain Sterling was getting the fucking Christ beaten out of him and was well on his way to getting knocked out. And he will get knocked out. Sterling, I mean, like I said, what is he going to do? What is he going to do in the rematch? He'll be older. He just shown that he doesn't have the cardio. That's not a new thing for Sterling. He doesn't have the cardio. He doesn't have the striking to hurt Jan. He literally threw everything he had at him. Doesn't have the striking to hurt him. Doesn't have the cardio staying with him. Doesn't have the chin to take his power. Doesn't have the wrestling to take him down. He's just what is he gonna do? What is he gonna fucking do? You know? Yeah, I mean that was literally his only way. Only way. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Petr Yan is the best 135 pounder. I mean, if you can say that Aljamain Sterling is technically the champion off of technicality, but everyone knows who the best 135er is, and it's not Aljamain Sterling. Aljamain Sterling got exposed badly. Aljamain Sterling, Corey Sandhagen, and Marlon Moraes, all three of them just got exposed badly in that fight and showed that none of them are close to Jan's level. Styles make fights, my fucking ass. We saw how the styles of those fighters all play out with each other. They all hurt each other and knock each other out and can sub each other. And you saw what Petr Yan did to just one of them. The other ones wouldn't even make it that far. Corey couldn't even get to Yan because Aljamain Sterling choked him out in 30 seconds. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Jan's the best. Jan's the fucking shit. He's the real champ. And moving on. Okay, so Amanda Nunes, Megan Anderson. We'll make this one real quick. Megan Anderson she just was never ready. Amanda Nunes is the GOAT. She's the greatest female fighter that's ever fucking been. I don't think anyone will ever defeat her, honestly. And I think she's just retired, dude. Like, what? Like, the Amanda Nunes, like, fucking, like, what? Who? I guess Valentina. You make the Valentina trilogy, and what if she beats Valentina?
for a third time. A lot of people thought Valentina won the second fight, but you know if she beats for a third time on paper, that's 3 wins. Like, what's she gonna do after that? I think she retires after that, right? There's no, I mean, look, she got family now. She's the greatest it's ever been. No one can ever touch her. Just ride off into the sunset, dude. You haven't been beaten in how many years? Just ride off into the sunset. You beat everybody. You beat everyone. You haven't sandbagging shit. You've been fighting they're like struggling to find the most worthy like killer to even put in the octagon with her. Yeah, honest mistake. If it's real and like he's listening to his corner and just it just sucks, man. It sucks. But yeah, I mean, Jan showed that Jan showed that he in every way he's a better fighter than than Marlon Moraes. I mean than Aljamain Sterling. Yeah. So the initial premise is incorrect as an assessment of yeah. Like I don't know, man. They need to figure that out. They need to figure that shit out. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but yeah, Amanda Nunes is just no one can fucking touch her. All right, let's talk about this main event, man. Yeah, okay, I think and that's true. That's true. This is what they should have done. It's fine if those photos were doctored and his knee was down and Jan did hit him illegally, then fair play to Aljo. If his knee was actually down and he was a grounded opponent and Jan hit him illegally, then fair play. Fair play. But yet and still, there's no way that he won the fight. Like, you won purely by a disqualification. Like, you didn't win the fight other than the other guy making a mistake. Like, and it wasn't a mistake that ended up capitalizing. Like, it wasn't like he made a mistake and like he knocked Jan out. Like Jan made a technical mistake and he got knocked out. Or he made a technical mistake and he got choked. Or he made a technical mistake and put himself into a bad position where he lost the round. No, he did something incredibly stupid and illegal. But he was beating the shit out of you, dude. How can you? That's what I'm saying. Like, this is another reason why the thing about Aljamain Sterling pissed me off. It's just like he did all that fucking acting, all that how he just couldn't. He was so incensed that it was ending this way, and I can't believe I'm getting the belt like this. I didn't want it to be like this. He just can't. Like, you just can't do it, man. I can't accept this. We'll leave the belt in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Like, that whole like leaving the belt in the ring. And then the motherfucker has the nerve to like throw it over his shoulder and be on social media flossing with Merab Dvalishvili and like all his people. Like, dude, you're a fucking cornball. You are corny as fuck for that. So yeah, Aljamain Sterling is whack. He is so fucking lame for that shit, dude. Like, you are literally, if you're gonna call yourself a champion, you were literally like the weakest, most unworthy champion. You're the champion that did the worst in their title fight. You're the champion that got their ass beat worse than anyone. And no one in the history of the world would actually think you won that fight if it wasn't for the DQ. So, yeah, if you want to call yourself a champion off that, literally the weakest. Like, if you're calling Aljamain Sterling a champion, he's literally unequivocally the weakest champion that has ever been, ever. Weakest champion ever. So, yeah, fine. Whatever. Yeah, Amanda Nunes, quote, now. Boys, how about this motherfucking Polish power? Not Polish power. Polish skill. It's not just the power, boys. It was the skill. It was the skill of Jan Blachowicz. The acumen, the mixed martial arts acumen.
Everyone wanted to talk about Israel's striking acumen and how he's the quote unquote best striker in the UFC. And Jan is so old and so slow and, too flat footed. Adesanya's going to, do this, that, and the third and all this fucking nerdy anime Naruto shit. No. No. Yeah, like he's literally the most paper champ that's ever been. Corny ass motherfucker. So they're taking it. Fucking what? What? I win the belt? You literally just heard that you were going to win the belt from DC and Rogan like a minute before that. Then the doctor comes in, you lay it on thick there. Then you act shocked and dismayed that you're getting the belt. I can't do that. I can't accept that. I can't accept this belt. Leave it in the fucking octagon. That's how much I know I didn't really win this. And then what are you doing like a couple hours later? Slinging it over your shoulder, fucking flossing on social media. Get the fuck out of here, dude, you corny ass non-fucking fight winning motherfucker. Fuck Aljamain Sterling, dude. Fuck Aljamain Sterling and his corny ass team, lame ass fucking whack ass Sarah Longo. They are the king of getting a sketchy championship. Of getting a sketchy championship that'll quickly, like, he's going to be just like Sarah, dude. And even like Sarah's was more legit though. Like he actually hurt and knocked out GSP. At least he did that. At least Sarah actually hurt and knocked out GSP. Sterling, corny ass motherfucker. Where the fuck did that lighter go, man? God damn it, boys. This just won't do. I won't stand it. I won't stand for it. This just won't do. Fuck. I gotta get a lighter. Hold on. Sorry, boys. Okay, now let's talk about this fight. Let's talk about how the fight actually went down. How did you guys score this fight?
You're not gonna be fucking showing your house and have my decorations soup it up for you. This fucking gnome house.
So how did you guys score this fight? Okay, so the scorecards were actually all over the place. And the funny thing is like I went back and watched this, and the thing is, dude, you could actually make a case for Jan winning every fucking round. There's a decently strong case for Jan winning every fucking round. There's no way in the world you can give Adesanya 4 and 5. I don't really see how you can give Adesanya 2 and 3 because Jan did the most damage in both of those rounds. Like Jan landed the more telling shots in 2 and 3, in my opinion. The one round you could give Adesanya to me was the first one. A lot of people gave Adesanya the first round. I could see that for sure. But I didn't see 2 rounds for Adesanya. I had I think I had it the first time I watched it, I think I gave Jan the first round, and the third and the fourth and the fifth. But the second time I watched it, I gave Jan 2, 3, 4, and 5. But like, I don't know. I don't know. I think there was a case for Jan winning every round, dude. Honestly, like I thought he landed the harder shots. And the rounds where Israel did land hard shot, like 4 and 5, like I think it was 4 where like Israel was starting to like put it together, and I was like, oh shit, is Jan about to get knocked out, dude? I'm like, fuck, man, he's looked so good. Like if he can't get this takedown, then he got the takedown. And then once he was on the ground, he just sealed up that round, because it's a weird thing. Like on the feet, you can kind of like, oh, who's landing the hard shots? Like if it's on the ground and the guy gets a takedown, he's like doing work on top. He's winning. Like there's no like the guy on, if he's actually landing damaging strikes, he's winning clearly. Even if the guy on the bottom is defending and like trying to like even trying to like throw up submissions, like the guy's doing damage with the ground and pound, which Jan was doing. It's yeah. So 4 and 5 were clearly Jan Blachowicz rounds. I honestly thought like 2 and 3 were as well. Like the round, if you're giving Adesanya rounds in 1, 2, and 3, you're really picking your poison. Like, okay, you really must like Adesanya's leg kicks, because he did not land any of the harder punches. Like the strikes that Jan was landing was doing damage to Adesanya. Like Adesanya was not really doing that much damage to Jan. I don't really how you can say that he was. 1 and 2 to Izzy marginally, 3 and 4 to Jan decisively. First half of 5, second half to Jan. Yeah, 1 and 2 were kind of like, I could see Izzy winning the first round. The second round, man, Jan cracked him pretty hard in the second round, and that was kind of where I was like, okay, they're pretty close on the feet as far as like they're trading leg kicks, they're trading body kicks, they're doing all the stuff. But when they would get in the pocket and Jan would land, Adesanya would either back up or he would have to reset. And those were kind of the moments that stole the rounds for Jan for me. But 1 and 2 were closer than 3, 4, and 5. I watched it back and I was like, yeah, there's no way Adesanya won 3. Jan like stunned him a couple times, and 4 and 5, he just dominated with like, oh, and dude, the reason that you can't give Adesanya round 5 is because of the last like 10 seconds of the fight. The last 10 seconds of that fight, man, if Jan had like 20 more seconds, I think it would have knocked Adesanya out with ground and pound. I'm telling you, if Jan Blachowicz had 15 to 20 more seconds at the end of that 5th round, I think Adesanya was about to get knocked out, because he was bouncing his fucking head off the canvas. And Jan has nasty ground and pound, and he fucking hits hard. So yeah, that was just a clear round for Blachowicz. I thought 3 and 4 were as well. I honestly gave Jan 2, and you could have even given him maybe 1. Like, it's just if you're giving like the rounds you can give Adesanya are just like by a cunt hair. Like the rounds that you give Jan 3, 4, and 5, they're just clearly more decisive. There's no way that you can say Adesanya won the fight in any way, shape, or form. And it was crazy that the commentators were trying to make a case for it. Like, they're so corny, man. Like, they just like, can y'all be a little less obvious? Can y'all be a little less obvious who you're trying to market and push, and like just try and like pretend to be a little objective? Like, you don't really care who wins. They make it so obvious who the UFC want to win the fight. You know, if the other guy happens to win, they'll adjust. But it's clear sometimes who they want to win the fight and who will be more beneficial to them financially winning the fight. You know, Adesanya has an entire region behind him, a region of the world. You know what I'm saying? He has an entire like continent, basically, almost. Like, so yeah, it's clear that they wanted Adesanya to win, and I see the angle, like the champ, but he wasn't winning the fight, and they were saying that it's close. Oh, maybe it could go to Izzy. Like, you know, it's just shut the fuck up, DC. DC really pissed me off. Rogan actually, like, in the Adesanya fight, he was bad, but in some of the other fights, he wasn't as bad as he normally is. DC was terrible, dude. But there was one. Yeah, Rogan was bad in the Dober fight. Rogan was bad in the fuck,
which one? Maybe yeah, it was he was really bad in the Adesanya fight because it's like I said, there would be dead silence. Like I have the I'd be watching it on mute, and then Blachowicz would land like a solid shot, and I'd turn it up to see what they were saying because a lot of times they'll go crazy when someone lands a big shot, nothing, dead silence. Adesanya lands a jab. Like I'm telling you, I think they get fucking instructions, man. Like they get their marching orders from Dana. Is like, here's what we want to hear tonight, boys. We want to hear a lot of this. We want to hear a lot of that. A little bit of this. A little bit of that. You know what I'm saying? Salud. Yep. I know, man. Like, stop. You don't have to. Every time, like it's like they're trying to do for suspense or something. Like, well, maybe. I'm not saying that they're not in this fight, but I'm just saying, like, Felder is so bad with that. Not saying he's not in this fight. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Not saying he's not in this fight. Not saying he's not in this fight, but I have my narrative I have to stick to. Boss told me I have to push this one fighter. Don't get me wrong. The other guy's still in this fight. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, okay. Let me fucking make this one real quick for you. Let me make this one real fucking quick for you. I don't know what would have happened a few years ago, but let's keep it real at the exact same time. In the year 2021, Glover Teixeira was goddamn lucky to not be knocked out in his last fight. Glover Teixeira has been goddamn lucky to not be knocked out in his last few couple fights. He's not going to be lucky against Jan Blachowicz. Jan Blachowicz is going to knock Glover out. Jan Blachowicz is going to knock Glover out by first-round knockout because Jan Blachowicz is not some scrub on the mat like some of these other guys. Jan Blachowicz submitted Nikita Krylov. He's not a bum on the mat. So he's not some guy like that's Glover's thing. Like, he's good enough and powerful enough on the feet to keep you honest, and then if he gets you to the ground, you're fucked. Well, that's not going to happen with Jan. Jan's going to knock him out. Glover, he gets hurt early in every fucking fight. He's old. He's slow. He's going to get knocked out. Let me just make that one real fucking quick for you. Jan will knock Glover out, and I actually want him to because I want to see the future of this division. They're like trying to like, okay, well, we want to give all these guys that have like, been wanting their next shot against Jones and they never really got it. So they're doing all this. Like, I mean, I think Glover is the rightful contender, but like, I'm sick of seeing Glover Teixeira, dude. I've been watching Glover Teixeira for almost like 10 years. And it's like, bro, I know you're good. I know you have good boxing. I know for an older guy, you're doing your thing. I'm sick of seeing your old fucking wrinkled, grizzled face. You're a nice guy, but you're old and slow, and you just get really fucking lucky to make it out of these fights. I'm ready to see someone put the nail in the coffin. I'm not going to lie, man. I'm ready to see someone put the nail in Glover's coffin because everyone gets close, man. Everyone in the beginning of every fight, like the last few Glover's fights, has hurt him really, really badly and been like a cunt hair from putting him away. And it's frustrating to see him like survive and barely get through. And I know a lot of people that's just like, that makes their fucking dick hard, like seeing an old guy like gut it out. It's like, it looks pathetic to me, honestly. Like, I'm sick of seeing these old guys hang around, and I'm just ready. Like light heavyweight is poised of being so great right now, and we're still just like living in the shadow of John Jones. Like, we got to give these guys their chance, their last chance. Glover's last stand. Nah, Jan's gonna knock him out, and then we can start seeing some real fucking exciting fights. We can start seeing some real fucking good fights. Yeah, and how many fight years are they apart, Jack? Jack Attack, has Jan Blachowicz looked like he's going to get, except for the Thiago Santos fight, and look what Santos almost did to Glover. Has Jan looked like he's just going to go the first time he gets hit like Glover? Like, dude, come on, Jack. You know that Glover is toast. And I'm sure you're going to pick him. I'm sure you're going to go with Glover. But he's going to get knocked the fuck out. He's going to get knocked out. Watch what I tell y'all. I know, it's hands across America for the underdog of the year, Glover Teixeira, the guy that everybody loves. Got to love Glover. He's old. He's slow. He's chinny. He's going to get knocked the fuck out by Jan Blachowicz. And then we can start seeing some real good fights. We can start seeing the future of the division. Get out of the shadow of John Jones. And I'm telling you, Jan's one of the older guys. Jan isn't going to stay champion forever. He's not, man. I'm ready for this division to start moving forward. It's been stagnating because of John Jones, and now it's going to stagnate more because they got to make sure that all these old fuckers get their just due. But nah, it's like every other division. It's like time in every other circumstance. The young will eat the old. So give Glover his little title shot. Get him up out of there real quick. Jan, beat the fuck out of him. Knock him out early. And then we can move the fuck on. Then we can start seeing some real exciting fights. Look what Santos did to Glover, bro. And Jack, you know that was Santos coming right off of the knee surgery after having been inactive, and Glover is fighting like every 2 months. You know? Santos almost knocked Glover out. And Glover has good wrestling, and Santos can get taken down. And, you know. Yeah, he did. He did. I picked Santos in that fight too. Did you? I definitely picked Santos to win that fight. But it's 2021, man. Santos's knees are fucked. He literally had all of his like ligaments, like ACL, MCL, both lateral and medial meniscus torn. So yeah, he's not the same fighter. And he still almost knocked Glover out, dude. Still almost knocked him out. Glover's burnt toast. Pick him if you want to, man. Bet him if you want to. I know everyone loves the underdog. Oh, good old Glover, the good old underdog story Glover. I get really annoyed with old fucking fighters that won't go the fuck away. I get really annoyed with that shit. I want to see fresh blood. I want to see the future of the division. I'm tired of these divisions stagnating. Glover Teixeira has been the what could be story since 2015, man. Oh, what I wonder, Glover Teixeira, the dark horse. Oh, Christ, dude. Just get this old motherfucker the fuck out of here, dude. Jan is no spring chicken either, but man, Jan, please get this old 40-year-old fuck out of here, man. Please. Oh, sorry, Nikki, man. I'm sorry. Nah, man, I'm probably gonna get off here in a minute. I was going to, but I had some bullshit come up, and I'm not in the right place for it. I apologize, man. Yeah, I found out that we just got a letter from our landlord saying, hey, by the way, we're selling the house and you got to be out in 2 months. So, I got that bomb dropped on me. So yeah, sorry, brother. I apologize. Yeah. Next time, tomorrow, Nikki boy, if you want to come through tomorrow, I'll be doing my shit around the normal time, like around between 4 and 5. Yeah, I know, dude. I know. Well, and actually, if we can tomorrow, dude, if you want to just follow up, or we can even go back and touch on this again if you want to. But I'll be streaming again tomorrow, and it'll be more UFC talk. It'll be previewing Bilal and Edwards, but we can touch back on this if you want to as well, because I know people are gonna be talking about this shit all fucking week. I appreciate you coming through though, brother. I'm sorry. I know I did initially want to drop the link and talk about this shit, but yeah, I had some bullshit come through, and it's just soured my fucking mood. So now I gotta fucking deal with this, man. My wife's really upset, and I am too. It fucking sucks. We just got a bomb dropped on us. So yeah. It sucks, man. Oh yeah. Jack knows. Jack likes to wind me up. Jack knows how fucking emotional and fucking angry I get about certain fights, and yeah, nah, Jack knows though, man. Yeah, Yuri and Ankalaev, yeah, they'll knock them all out. I think so, man. Yuri Prohaska, Magomed Ankalaev, Jimmy Crute. That's the future, man. I think that's the future of the division. I really Ankalaev, I'm a stan of Ankalaev, man. I think he could be future UFC champ. I think he's got all the ingredients. Durable, still relatively young, coming into his prime right now. Good grappler, really fucking powerful, quick striker. He's got all the ingredients to be champion. He's an underrated grappler too. So I think he's the goods. And I think Yuri's so scary and awkward with his power. He really can knock. Like, he gets hit a lot, but he's one of those guys that, like, it's Derek Lewis-esque in, like, he's hittable and you can whoop on him, but if he catches you right, you're gonna get fucked off. So yeah, those are all like really exciting fighters. But hey, man, Jan Blachowicz is the champ. Jan Blachowicz showed that, yeah, there's weight classes for a reason, little buddy. Take your fucking arrogant, shit-talking ass back down to 150, 185. Because I don't, man, this shit is so obnoxious, dude. All these fucking Izzy stands, they run their mouths up, down, left, right, and center, talk all this fucking spicy shit about everyone that Izzy's ever fought, shit on every opponent he's ever fought, talk about he's going to do this, that, and the third. Man, there was a couple fucking ridiculous motherfuckers talking about, well, what if could Izzy become a 3-weight champ? Could he move up after he knocks out Jan? Could he move up to heavyweight and beat like what are y'all fucking talking about, dude? What are y'all talking about? No. I'm telling you, man. Adesanya got buzzed against Brunson. He got dropped and almost knocked the fuck out against Kelvin. Dude, he is a 185er. Thanks for playing, little bud. Back to 185. It ain't sweet for you up here. It's not. And people are like, oh, well, Jan went, or Reyes, people say he beat John Jones, and look what Jan did to Reyes, and Izzy lasted 5 rounds with Jan, da-da-da-da-da. Well, Reyes actually went for it. Reyes actually went and tried to knock out Jan. What Adesanya thought he was going to be able to do is his whack-ass, overrated-ass city kickboxing bullshit. He thought he was going to be able to go in there, feint city, low kick city, jab city, and Jan was just going to be all out of sorts. Well, no. Jan just stood there, was responsible defensively, countered, picked his spots to counter, and blitz forward, and Adesanya couldn't really do anything with it. He had Adesanya second-guessing himself. He'd never been hit with that kind of power before. You could see when Jan hit him, he was like, fuck, it was a different kind of impact. Almost every time Jan hit him, his fucking head snapped back. And he had to fuck. Like, he had to, you could just tell, man. Like, the worst beating he had taken before that was Kelvin. And even then, you could just tell how much harder Jan was landing. And he would not engage with him. He would not engage with him for any extended amount of time. So not only did he show the power, but Jan, he was responsible defensively. He showed that he's just a way more well-rounded fighter. You saw Adesanya's, a purple belt, and you saw how just helpless he was, completely helpless on the ground, completely. He had nothing for Jan on the ground. So I think people need to they need to pump the brakes on old Israel Adesanya. They need to pump the brakes on this fucking weeaboo because he's overrated. The guy's fucking overrated. Doesn't mean he's not the best middleweight ever, but stop saying he's the best fighter in the UFC.
Stop saying he's the best striker in the UFC. Stop with all this superlative bullshit for this fucking overrated motherfucker, dude. They're an overrated gym. He's an overrated striker. The dude can only knock out glass jaws, with the exception of Paulo Costa. He can only hurt and knock out glass-jawed middleweights. Nah, dude, he's fuck that gym. Fuck City Kickboxing. They're whack as fuck, dude. They're whack as fuck. Yeah, he is. Bro, who has he just styled on and made that, like, Paulo Costa? He didn't do that shit to Romero. Derek Brunson, he's chinny as fuck, dog. If he, like, Uriah Hall, like, fucked Anderson Silva up. Cannonier fucked Anderson Silva up, dude. Corny. That's corny. That gym is corny, man. That gym fucking sucks, dude. They have a fraudulent champion in Volkanovski. They have Adesanya and Volk. A lot of people think that Volk lost his last fight. You know, Adesanya just lost. Oberg just got knocked the fuck out. Shane Young just got knocked the fuck out. Kai Kara-France almost lost. They went 1-2 last night. They're a fucking overrated gym. I don't care. I don't fucking care. Jan isn't my favorite fighter ever. Just is what it is. Just being honest, man. I'm sick of this fucking superlative bullshit about Adesanya. He is a great striker. I'm not saying he's not a great striker, but he's the best fighter in the UFC. He's the best striker in the UFC. He's the best striker in the history of the UFC. Nah, Artem, that's bullshit, dog. That's fucking bullshit. About the what? Really butthurt about that mod? What do you mean? He's a great striker, but dude, pump the brakes on Adesanya, dude. He's not the best striker in the UFC. He's not the best fighter in the UFC. He's not the best striker in the history of the UFC. Artem, he just got outstruck by Jan Blachowicz. He just got outstruck by Jan Blachowicz. Did you think Jan Blachowicz was the best striker in the UFC? Jan was getting the better of the striking. Jan was landing the harder punches. Jan was countering better. Just gonna have to pump the brakes on City Kickboxing, dude. Well, see, you can't do that. You can't play that game, bro. You can't have it both ways, because if Adesanya had won, you would have said, oh, well, he's so much bigger and he did this, that, and the third. You can't say that. He went up to what he went up and challenged him. You can't say, oh, well, he was too big. That's not fair. Fair my fucking hairy dick. Nah. Dare to be great, motherfucker. You dared. You lost. You can't say after the fact, oh, well, Jan was too big, so that's not fair. You see what I'm saying? Jan was too big, so that's not fair. Come on, man. If he'd have beaten Jan, you'd been fucking sucking his dick. Quote unquote. Man, if you think what does that say? It's not fair to compare. So you just did say it's not fair.
It's not fair to compare. If Adesanya has won, tell me you wouldn't be saying he's the best striker ever.
Artem, answer me this question right now. If Adesanya had won, tell me that you wouldn't be saying he's the best fucking striker in the history of the UFC. Answer me that question right now. Would you or would you not, if Adesanya had beaten Jan, would you or would you not be saying right now that Adesanya is not the best striker in the history of the UFC? That's the only comparison. That's the only comparison you can make, bro. What other comparison you can make? Can you make? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yeah, exactly. Fucking exactly. Not you probably would. You definitely fucking would. You're arguing with me right now when dude got outstruck. So how can you say he's the best? You definitely would say that. Don't try it with me today. Don't try me today. Don't fucking test me today. I'm not fucking having the bullshit today. I'm not dealing with any fucking Adesanya standing or excuse making or consolation prizes for Adesanya or any, well, at least you have to respect that he moved up and blah, 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 blah. Nah. Nah. No. We're not moving the goalpost. We're not moving the fucking goalpost. We're not changing the narrative after the fact. Because if Adesanya would have won, y'all would be saying this, that, and the third. Oh, Adesanya, we're looking at the GOAT. We're looking at this. But now Jan won, and some of y'all got your picks and your bets wrong. And now you're trying to backpedal and change the narrative. Oh, well, you have to respect that he went up and he tried at least. Oh, we're giving prizes for trying? This is the ultimate trying championship? This is the ultimate trying championship? It wasn't really that close. It wasn't really that close, man. Jan won 4 rounds. You could honestly make a case for him winning 5 rounds. I don't really think, like, I definitely didn't have 2 rounds to give Adesanya. Nah, try my ass, man. You can't have it both fucking ways. You can't have it both fucking ways. You can't say because Adesanya lost after the fact that now it's, oh, well, you can't criticize him at all because he went up and he really tried. No, because if he had beaten Jan, what everyone would say is what everyone would fucking say that Israel Adesanya is the best fighter that's ever been. Some people would call him the GOAT. Some people would be saying this, that, and the third. It would take me a second. Of all time. Yeah, but he's Artem. The whole reason we got into this discussion was because I said he was overrated. I never said he wasn't. See, people hear overrated and they just like, no, I didn't say he sucked. I didn't say he was shitty. I said he's fucking overrated because he is. Derek Brunson's been knocked out 5 fucking times, dude. Robert Whittaker's chinny as fuck. Smoke and mirrors, man. Yeah. Yeah, seriously, man. Get the fuck out of here, heavyweight. Just pump the brakes, man. He's a middleweight, dude. He's a great middleweight. He'd probably end up being the middleweight GOAT. But this whole like just gotta get a realistic assessment of this guy, man. You just gotta take the fucking fanboy glasses off, take the fucking weeaboo glasses off, and realize that the guy ain't the fucking best. Everyone thought he's the fucking best. Yeah, but see, Jack, everyone was shitting on Jan. So which is it going to be? Everyone's shitting on Jan. They said Adesanya was going to beat him because Jan was too slow and too old. So basically, which is it going to be? Is Jan an old slow man, or is Jan? Because see, now the narrative changes. Now that Israel lost to Jan, yeah. See, now it's different. Now that Israel lost to Jan, oh, Jan is the great. Yeah, Jan didn't get knocked out by Thiago Santos. He didn't get beat by Jimmy Manuwa. Like, dude, you're just trying to rewrite the narrative because you got your fucking pick wrong. Gotta be Vettori. It's gotta be Marvin Vettori. I don't see any other real clear cut contender. Yep. Yep. Yeah, exactly. You can't have it both ways. Either Adesanya is fucking overrated, or you just got to give Jan credit for being a lot better than people thought he was. So pick one. Because if Jan is this old, slow man, then the greatest striker ever, right, Artem? The greatest striker ever should be able to put him away, right? Thank you, Ear. Thank you.
Let's hear it for him, boys. It's a fucking hype job. That whole gym's a bunch of fucking hype jobs. Volkanovski's a hype job. Fucking lost to Max Holloway. Got dropped twice. You don't get dropped twice in a championship fight and still win. When you just pity pat pointing people.
Yeah, clearly not. Clearly fucking not. Yep. They sure were. They sure were. Oh, but hey, he got knocked out by Thiago Santos, so there's no way he can be. Look at how technical Adesanya. Look at how technical and sharp Adesanya is. He got knocked out by Thiago Santos, so he fuck out of here with that shit, man. In the second fight, he won 2 rounds. He won 4 and 5. What, Jack? What did Volkanovski do in the 3rd round to win it for you specifically? Specifically. No, I know Jack likes to wind me up about the fucking Max Holloway thing. And I just let him too. But well, boys, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. Get to some of the questions in the chat. Nah, he lost the last 3. What did he do in the 3rd round? What did he do specifically in the 3rd round? I had it 3-2 Volkanovski in the first one, and I had the second one 3-2 Max. Oh, we're talking about the judges now. We're talking about no. See, that's not. Yeah. See, I thought you would come with some kind of thing like that, Jack. No, I mean, what were the strike? Because that's the thing. If you're gonna go off number, like, if a round is close, like, you can't just look specifically at the numbers. You have to look at, like, if a round is pretty close, which of the strikes did more damage? And I thought Holloway's strikes in the 3rd round did more damage. Yeah, bro. I mean, the stats, judges and stats. Ooh, that's an airtight combo there, Jackie boy. Yeah, the judges we've seen lately, and the never ever inaccurate, just like metronome quality consistency of the UFC stats. No, definitely not. No, I thought in the second fight, in the rematch, clearly Max won the first 2. He dropped Volkanovski in each of those rounds. So he won the first 2 rounds. Clearly. Those were the most dominant 2 rounds of the fight. The 3rd round was close, and I gave it to Max. The 4th round was close, and I gave it to Volkanovski. The 5th round was close, and I gave it to Volkanovski. Of course they don't. Of course they don't. No, they never do, man. They don't win rounds. Because he got a robbery decision, Jack. He's a fucking pity-pat, lame-ass point fighter, dude. He couldn't even fucking knock out Jose Aldo. Okay, look. So, look. He'll win the rematch. And look, because he's younger. He's 3 years younger than Volkanovski. If Volkanovski was this bad motherfucker, why didn't he knock out Jose Aldo? That was a sketchy win. That was a sketchy fucking win against a guy that everyone's like, like Jan knocks out Aldo, and Aldo is washed, and all. So funny, man, how it changes, man. It just changes from the narrative with some of these people changes from fight to fight. So, right, Volkanovski beats Aldo, and he's the second coming of Christ. And we've got a new contender. That's when they started pushing. That's just when they started pushing the whole Oceanic thing. He pity pat points Aldo, and everywhere he's a second coming of Christ, and then he pity pat points Max in the first one, and then he loses to Max in the second one and gets a gift decision to keep the Oceanic market strong, because it's not as strong if it's just Adesanya. They need an Australian champion. So yeah, if it's close, they're going to give it to Volkanovski. But like you're talking about a guy. He pointed Aldo, and then he pointed Max once, and then dubiously pointed him a second time. You know what I mean?
No, Oceana's cool. I don't like the I just don't like city kickboxing. No, it's not. It's not to be disrespectful, and I apologize, Nick. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to your part of the world, brother. I don't hate Australia. I just don't like. I don't like people overrating and overhyping things. That really bothers me. And I mean, hey, if you want to sit on that, Jack, you can sit on that and sit on that until the cows come home. And you'll know that he is one of yet and still, if you want to like sit on that, that's fine. But you know deep down that he's a fraud. Yeah, I agree. Not 205. Not 205. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're overrated and top heavy. They're an overrated top heavy gym. That's all I've ever said. I didn't say they're the worst gym ever. I said they're overrated and top heavy, and it pisses me off when people do that shit. Later here. Appreciate you, dude. Yep. He's a fraud because he lost the second fight, and everyone thinks he's still the best in the world. Later, dude. Peace, Cholo. Y'all have a good one, man. But yeah, like look at like, dude, it's and the like overrated. You know, some people will disagree with that, but you cannot say that it's not top heavy, man. Like, dude, it is a steep drop off from Adesanya and Volkanovski. Like a steep drop off. Appreciate it, Nick. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, y'all have a good one, man. Yep, I know I was on one today, man. Oh, sorry. No. Okay, so let me think about this. I gotta think about this for a second. Okay, so of all time, I think you've got to put Wonder Boy up there. I would probably. Some people would say Anderson Silva. I don't know, man. Yeah, I guess probably Anderson. You probably put Adesanya up there. Some people will disagree with this, man, but I got to put Stipe up there. I would have to put Stipe up there, and then Dustin, maybe Dustin Poirier. I don't know, man. That's a tough one. That's a really fucking tough one. It's hard to think about like right. I'd have to like really go through and look and like carefully sort through. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm super biased towards Machida. I mean, come on, man. That's the reason I started doing karate. Like, I'm super biased towards Machida. But yeah, like, well, it's weird because Wonder Boy was outstriking him until he got dropped. He was like kind of winning the fight, and then he got dropped. So it's like in each one, like Woodley, and I mean, it's crazy. Like, I mean, some of the people that Woodley has knocked out and beaten, it's crazy. Like he beat Wonder Boy and Robbie Lawler. it's wild, man. So yeah, I would probably say Adesanya. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I mean, I would put Machida, but the problem with those is then it's like, okay, well, then you got to put Shogun up there. You put Shogun, you probably put, you gonna put John Jones up there. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of like the problem you run through with that. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Don't get me wrong, man. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he's a great striker. He's an elite striker. I don't think he's the best striker in the world. I don't think he's the best fighter in the world. I just don't. Like, I don't know. Yeah, Douglas. I'd have to give Douglas the edge over MVP. I mean, I think just Douglas is the strike. MVP is a can crusher, man. MVP is like the greatest can crusher ever. But yeah, I was on one today, dude. Israel Adesanya and fucking Aljamain Sterling got me fucking fired up today, dude. Yeah, pure striker. Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty damn good. He is. I'd say that. I'd say that. They really don't, man. I agree with that. They really fucking don't. They don't, boys. But all right, I'm gonna wrap this one up, gentlemen. I appreciate y'all staying with me. I know that I was a bit prickly today, bit dickheady today, but yeah, I got a bomb dropped on me in the middle of the stream, and yeah, it kind of sucked. Lima Gegard. Oh yeah, totally, man. When Mousasi left, I was so pissed about that because I think that dude was poised to go on a title run. Like he had put a nice little streak together and then he left. And I was like, fuck, man, you kidding me? But yeah, no doubt, man. They're great, man. Yeah, fucking Patricky Pitbull. Fuck yeah, dude. Or I can't remember which one. Maybe it's Patricio. I can't remember. The one that knocked out Chandler. But yeah, dude, you saw what Chandler did to Hooker, man. Yeah, Bellator fighters get shot on sometimes. Unnecessarily. Appreciate it, man. Hey, appreciate you, Artem. Appreciate you guys stopping through, man. Appreciate all y'all. Y'all this shit. I'll be in a better mood tomorrow, man. But yeah, come through, man. We'll talk about this fucking Bilal Muhammad Leon Edwards fight. But yeah. Peace, man. Y'all this shit. Later, Artem. Later, Jack. Go back through. Yeah, had a nice little debate, boys. Gave me a little run for my money. Nick Alexander, smacked by the Mac. Hey, Mac, thank you for posting the actual photos, the real photos, the non-doctored photos, and I will retract that. What I said before, if I see that it is, if I see that that's the real picture. Peace, Cholo. Peace, Mac. Y'all have a good one, man. Peace, Ear. Peace, Nick Alexander. Shout out to Oceania. I know I did some shitting on Oceania. Yeah, no, it's a beautiful part of the world. I just like to shit on City Kickboxing sometimes because I don't like how people overhype them. But yeah, man, y'all are the best, man. Nick, irregardless, Artem, Jack Attack, Cholo, Smack by the Mac, Noah. Appreciate you guys, man. I'll be back at it tomorrow. Talk some more UFC tomorrow, boys. I'll be in a better mood, irregardless. Yep. I'll definitely be in a better mood tomorrow, boys. But appreciate y'all, fellas. General in the building, Boston Nickens, motherfucker. Yeah, Nikki. I'll be doing it again tomorrow, man. If you want to stop through, I'll probably I'll go live between 4:20 and 5. I imagine. I expect. But yeah, y'all are the shit. Thanks for sticking with me. I will be back tomorrow, better than ever. And we'll talk some more UFC, boys. So once again, appreciate it.
This has been just my 2 cents, and I hope to see y'all mañana. Peace, boys.